At the age of 20, I wanted to get into an IIM, and by 25, I was already at IIM Ahmedabad. At the age of 27, I wanted to be a global business leader, and by the age of 34, I had already scaled businesses in USA, Japan, Europe, and India. At the age of 34, I wanted to have a fancy designation at a reputed organization. And by 37, I was already a VP by then, and now a CXO in a listed financial conglomerate. At the age of 20, I wanted to date this pretty junior in my veterinary college. And by 30, I was already married to her. So, what does that teach you all? That you need to visualize something before you set out to achieve it? Or you need to define your success metrics before you actually put a plan together for it? While all these conclusions are true, and they do paint a rosy picture of my life, today I am here to share with you a different story. Just a year before, when I had delivered my first TEDx speech ever at IIM at IIT Indore, and I had come back home with the TEDx speaker trophy in my hand. I met my 5-year-old son who was down in the garden playing with his friends, his hands all dirty with the wet mud. I was very excited on seeing him and I shouted, "Look what Baba has achieved today." He looked at me and paused for a moment. And then he told me, "Baba, keep that thing aside. Come here, I need your help. We need to fix this mud wall and this mud house that I am building." And in that moment, I felt shocked because my child didn't care about my achievements. While I wore those achievements like badges, badges that defined who I am, badges that told me that I am worthy enough, badges that I wanted people to recognize and applaud. But my child simply didn't care. I kept that trophy aside and I sat down trying to play with him. But my mind went into an introspection overdrive. When did I stop being this little child? When did I let this world define my worth for me? When did I start believing that until and unless I don't have these labels, I am not successful enough? When did I start confining myself to this small box of success matrix? And as I was thinking about it, I had a profound realization that all these while I was telling myself that I am chasing my dreams, but I was not. I was running away from something. Yes, I was running away from the pressures that I had grew up with. I was running away from this little version of me who had started believing that in order to get my parents' love, I need to be worthy enough. Running away from all those incidents and situations during my childhood that made me believe that no, being me, simply me, is not enough. I have to be someone. Many a times our wounds put on suits and walk into boardrooms. Many a times our ambition is nothing but our pain, now wearing a neatly dressed suit and a tie. This, for me, was a profound moment of realization. That realization was that I had become so attached to this entire personality. I used to think that I am an eternal optimist, that I am a go-getter, that I am an entrepreneur at heart, that I am a warrior. But I was so wrong. This personality that I had gotten so attached to was nothing but just a result of that conditioning that I had grew up with. I am not an eternal optimist. I had to become one because I realized very early in this childhood that when I think positive, I numb all my fears. I am not a go getter. I had to become one because I realized and started believing that love is conditional. Conditional on what grades do I get? Conditional on how teachers praised me? Conditional on how the world perceived me? I am not a warrior. I had to become a warrior because I had to mask the sadness that was creeping inside me when in my childhood I could not find my voice to speak for myself when I was bullied in my school. No. A child does not want to be an entrepreneur, does not want to be an optimist, he does not want to be a go getter, he does not want to be anyone. If you let the child alone, he would simply be in sync with Mother Nature and his own heartbeat. And this realization came in me because I had become a father to my 5-year-old son. So now, suddenly, in the last 1 year, I can see myself not as a global business leader, not as a 2 times TEDx speaker, now the third time, not as an IIM Ahmedabad alumni, not even as a veterinary doctor, but this little version of me who is an insecure child simply wearing the costume of a superhero with all those labels attached and trying to walk in this world, proving everybody, look, I am worthy enough to be with you. This was my moment of unmasking. I used to believe that my profile, my personality, my everything is this. But little did I realize that I am nothing but a reaction to every situation that had happened in my life so far. You know, we think and we are taught to chase things that sparkle from outside. But the stars that we are looking for, they are inside. Our true growth doesn't lie in climbing the ladder. It lies in questioning whether the ladder is right in the first place or no. You are not your CGPA. You are not your LinkedIn update. You are not your CV point. You are simply a galaxy in motion. The outer cosmos is vast, yes, but the inner, isn't that where the revolutions begin? So now, in the last 1 year, a lot of things have changed in me. Whenever my child hurts himself and starts crying, I don't tell him, shrug it off, you are strong. No, I tell him it is okay. It is okay to cry, it is okay to feel the pain because it hurts. When my child throws a tantrum in a room full of people or while having a bath in the bathroom, I don't ask him, behave. I tell him it is okay. It is okay to be upset, but what is more important is to find the trigger that caused you to be upset. And sometimes when I lose my cool on that little child, I come back and I say sorry to him immediately. Sorry to that 5-year-old without thinking that I, the sensible grown up, was wrong in the first place or not. And this, please don't make a mistake of thinking that I want to be a better father. Absolutely not. I want to heal the inner wounded child inside of me. I want to be a father to my own little version more than before. Because now, when I know that I am not my labels, I am not my badges, I am not my laurels, I have this huge identity crisis within me. Who am I? Am I this TEDx speaker who can give solid gyan while being on the stage in front of a younger audience? Or am I this stupid idiot who gets irritated and perturbed the moment the other car that is in front of me doesn't allow me to overtake? Am I this global business leader who can motivate a lot of people to achieve business goals together? Or am I this foolish idiot who feels threatened and insecure the moment I meet somebody my type in my workspace? There are so many versions of ourselves, contradictory versions of ourselves within our personality. But when we start seeing these personality patterns, our personality starts cracking. And the good thing about cracks? It lets the light in. And in this case, the cosmos. I used to believe my LinkedIn profile, my CV point, my introduction that happened is all me. But no, it can never be me. Today, I am lost. I am scared. I am confused because I don't know who I am. But there is one thing that I know for sure is that I am not my CV. I am not my LinkedIn profile. I am not my Instagram profile. And this, for me, is the first big step. Because now that I know that I am no longer this, I can very clearly see what I am not. Maybe this is the journey within. And maybe this is what discovering the cosmos within is. Not the awareness, but the acceptance. Not the ambition, but the alignment. And not to become someone, but to become whole. So I want to invite all of you. I want to invite all of you to start seeing every version of mask that you are carrying. Not to judge it, but to understand it. So that next time when you feel that, oh, I want to chase this goal, pause. Ask yourself, are you running towards something or you are running away from something? When you feel the urge that I want to prove my worth to someone or somebody, pause and then ask, to whom and why? And when you meet that version of yourself who feels scared, who feels lost, who feels vulnerable, don't try to fix it. Sit with it, listen, because it might be that inner child who is wanting to be heard. Because at the end, it is not about success, it is not about parenting, it is not about healing, but it is coming home to that one person who has already been and always been in the journey with you, your own inner child, the one beneath the masks, the one beneath all the labels, and the one before the applause. And finally, I want to thank you all, not just for sitting here and listening to my journey and my story, but for allowing me to put in front of you a true version of myself that I have been running away from for a very long time. Because at the end of the day, if you want to find the cosmos within you, if you want to reach the stars, the first step that you need to take is start loving your own self very honestly. Keep loving, keep living. Thank you.